Good morning. Welcome to Access Language School. Today we're going to have a session on OET writing. As you know that in OET writing we will have 45 minutes for the complete session of writing. First 5 minutes will be given as a reading time, and after that we'll be provided 40 minutes for writing the entire session. Okay. Today now we're going to discuss on a continued care form of letter. Okay, this is one form of writing. So first, when we get the question paper, we have to look at the back side of the paper where it is written as a writing task. Okay, first we are moving to the writing task. That is a question that we have to answer. Okay, so in this question the writing task is like this. Using the information in the case note, write a letter to Anna D'Souza, a senior nurse at Old Age Nursing Home, 155 Commercial Street, London, who will be responsible for Mrs. Ryan Emily's continued care at the nursing home. So, this is a continued care form of letter. Okay. Next, after reading the question, we got an idea that it is a letter where we have to write to a senior nurse, okay, at a nursing home. So we have to provide a cut that the nurse who are being taking care of the patient should provide a continued care. Okay, so now we're going to read the case note. Here the total reading time is 5 minutes. In this 5 minutes, we're going to read the entire question. So read the case notes and complete the writing task which follows. So the case note is like this. Mrs. Ryan Emily is a 59-year-old patient under your supervision at the hospital you are working. So, next, the patient details. Marital status, that is, she is widow, 3 years. The admission date, 4 April 2013. Hospital is given New Life Hospital. Discharge date, 15 June 2013. Diagnosis, the enlarged spleen, in bracket it is written viral infection, splenomegaly, and also the patient is diagnosed with high blood pressure. Then moving on to the social background. Lives at ASP House, London, 168 Lavender Hill, London. One daughter, married, works as a lecturer. Hobbies, painting and reading. Brother J. Pereira, bracket 66, very supportive, visits regularly. Then medical background. 2009 food poisoning, spent 1 month at the hospital New Life. Then in 2006 high blood pressure. Then moving on to the medications. Aspirin 100 mg, that is in bracket it is written recommended post-operatively. Then pneumococcal, in the bracket it is written pneumovax. Then meningococcal and Haemophilus influenza type B, in bracket hip vaccine. Okay, next the nursing management and progress. Dressing on surgical site daily, no contact with water, also follow up FBE test at New Life Hospital. Then moving on to the assessment. Good in condition, no signs of bleeding or pain or fever, but still works with support. Blood pressure normal on discharge. Then discharge plan. Monitor medication, in bracket it is written penicillin injection as directed. The next point, avoid traveling and avoid rigorous exercises. So this is the entire case note. Okay. So I have already told you that we are going to write a letter to a senior nurse at the nursing home for providing this patient, that is Ryan Emily, a continued care. So this is a continued care form of letter. So when we write a letter, according to the question only we need to write. That means we have to take only the relevant data that is required for this letter. Okay, don't take the irrelevant data. If you take the irrelevant data, we don't get the marks. Okay, take only the relevant data according to the question. That's very important. The next important thing is a time management. We all know that we have only 45 minutes for the entire writing task. 5 minutes for reading and 40 minutes for writing. So we have to be effective with the time. Okay, we have already read within the 5 minutes. Okay, after that they will be asking you to write the entire answer, okay, in the answer sheet. So when we read the question, make sure that we need to understand the question very clearly. After that, when we read the case note, we have to underline the important notes. That is, relevant data should be underlined and when we go through it, okay, so that it will be easy for us to coordinate all these things and write as a letter form within that 40 minutes of time. So a coordination is very important. So I have already told that the first thing is about time, that is it should be effectively used, and the second thing is that the coordination, that is in the correct form it should be written. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the how we are going to write this letter on the answer sheet. Okay, so I have already told that it is a continued care letter. That means continued care means here in this case note it is said that the patient was at home, patient got some health issues and he went to the hospital. From the hospital now he are going to the nursing home. So the nursing home people are not familiar with this patient, okay, they are seeing this patient for the first time. So we need to write the entire details of the patient because they are seeing the patient for the first time, they don't know anything about the patient. Okay, next, so we are going to discuss how we are going to write this letter. Then we know that the answer sheet paper is usually lined papers, okay, and they are saying that we should write the letters within 180 to 200 words. Words shouldn't go beyond 200 and it should not be less than 180. And they will be focusing on our grammars, spelling mistake, full stop, commas, all should be clearly written and it should be neat and clear. Tidy papers, not untidy papers, okay, that's very important. Next we are going to discuss the how we are going to write this in the paper. Okay, so first we are going to put the date. The date it is written, okay, so in the exam paper or in the exam question paper it will be written as today's date. That today's date should be written on the top of the letter on the left side, okay, the letter should start from the left side, okay. So it should be written on the first, that is date is very important, it should be written first, that is it should be written in numbers. That means for example 04 bar 2013, likewise it should be written, okay. Then after that we have to leave one line, then we have to write the address. Address means to whom we are going to write this letter, that is the address. Here we are going to write this letter to Anna D'Souza, that is Mrs. Anna D'Souza, Senior Nurse, Old Age Nursing Home, 155 Commercial Street, London. So this is the to address to whom we are going to write this letter. That's very important. It should be written correctly. Don't have any spelling mistake in that. Okay. After that, we have to leave one line. Then we have to write respectful way. That means, dear Miss Anna D'Souza, the name should be written. If sometimes in some letters the name will not be given, so there it will be written as the community health nurse. So at that cases we have to write here dear sir or madam, or otherwise you can write as dear nurse. If name is given, then you have to write the name itself. That's very important. Okay, after that you have to leave one line. Then we have to write the reference. Reference means from whom this letter is being written. That is the reference. Reference, it should be written capital R and small e. Then you have to use 2 semicolon. Then you have to write the reference. Here the reference is Mrs. Ryan Emily, comma, aged 59. So here the name of the patient and his age should be written, aged 59 or 59 years old. Likewise, it should be written. If sometimes in letter the date of birth will be given. So in such cases, we have to calculate the age and should be written. Okay. So this is the salutation format of the letter. That means we have to start with the date. That's very important. It should be written in numbers only. Don't spell in between. Then second, we have to leave one line and then we have to write the to whom we are going to write this letter. That is a to address. After that, we have to leave one more line. Then we have to write dear Mrs. Anna D'Souza, that is respectful manner. Okay. Then we have to leave one more line. Then we have to write the reference, that is from whom this letter is written. So here Mrs. Emily Ryan or Ryan Emily. Then we have to write a comma, put a comma, and then we have to write the age, that is aged 59 or 59 years old. So this is the introduction or this is the salutation form. Okay. Next we are moving on to introduction. So how we are going to write the introduction? So we're going to start with, I am writing this letter to introduce Mrs. Emily Ryan, who has been under our care for the treatment of enlarged spleen. Next point, she requires postoperative care and further management at your nursing center for a comfortable recovery followed by her discharge today. So this is the introduction. So in this introduction, when we write, three important things should be noted. The first thing is that full name of the patient. That is the first thing. Next one, it is a diagnosis of the patient. Then the third one, it is the purpose of writing this letter. So the three important things that we have to write in the introduction include, mainly the first one, it is a full name of the patient should be written. Okay, so here it is Mrs. Ryan MD. Next one, the diagnosis of the patient, that is enlarged spleen. Then the purpose of writing this letter. So we are writing this letter for postoperative care and further management at your nursing center for a comfortable recovery followed by her discharge today. So this is the introduction form. So this is how we have to introduce. Again, we have to write the introduction in the letter, and it should be written within 4 lines, okay, not more than that. The next one, we are going to write the second paragraph, okay. So first paragraph, it was the introduction. Next, it is the second paragraph. Here we are going to write the present medical history plus the past medical history. So we are going to write the present situation of the patient, plus if the patient is having any past medical history, then we are going to write that also. Means relevant past history only, okay. So here the starting will be like this. Initially, comma, Mrs. Emily. Here we are going to use the second name, okay. Only in the first paragraph we use the full name of the patient. From the second paragraph we use the second name of the patient. So Mrs. Emily presented to our hospital. If the hospital name is written in the question paper, then we have to write that name. Otherwise you can just write as hospital, or if it is a home care, we can write as home care. Presented to our hospital on date 04/04/2013. So okay, with signs and symptoms of splenomegaly and viral infection. So then we have to write the complaint, for with what complaint the patient came to the hospital. Then next sentence, based on the clinical investigation, the patient underwent a surgery. So after reaching the hospital, by hearing the complaint, what the doctor suggested and what the doctor given as a treatment. So it should be written there. So here the patient underwent a surgery. So we write underwent for surgery and undergone for procedures. Okay. Next point, her postoperative phase was quite progressive and she was commenced on a range of medications. Okay. That means she was provided with certain medications, example like aspirin, 100 mg, hip vaccines, then antibiotics. Okay. Next point, apart from that, she is hypertensive for the past 7 years and she can only work with supportive aid. So next we'll write the past medical history, relevant past medical history in this letter. So the second paragraph, as I told before, it comprising of the present medical history plus the past medical history. Okay. Then the important things that we note while we writing the letter is that paraphrasing of the words. That's very important. That is, if a sentence or a word is written in the question paper in one form, that should be paraphrased and written in the another form in this letter. Okay, that is called paraphrasing. Then we have to use connectives, not more than 3 connectives in a paragraph or in a full letter. Okay, connectives should be written. Then next important thing is that spelling mistakes should be avoided. Okay, that's very important. Then properly put the full stop, commas. Okay, that is very important. It should be clear also. Then, as I've already told, that the word limiting should not lead, or it should not be more than 180 to 200. It should be between 180 to 200, not less than 180 and not more than 200. Okay, and they are saying that we are writing in a lined paper, so the line should be not more than 25 lines. Okay, so this is the present medical history plus the past medical history that comes under the second paragraph of the letter. Next, we are moving on to the third paragraph. Third paragraph comprising of 2 important things, that is the social history plus the family history. Okay. So, in the social history, in this letter, it says like this: social history reveals that she is a widow and lives alone at ASP House, London. So, that is the social history. Okay. Here we are writing the social of the, that is social history of the patient as well as the family history. Okay. Then, the other things which we have to keep in mind while we write this letter include, we have to write the letter very neatly. That's very important. Then, use the time very effectively. That 45 minutes. Then, okay. So, That is the third paragraph, that is social history and the family history. So in the first paragraph, we wrote the introduction. In the second paragraph, we write the present medical history plus the past medical history. Then the third paragraph, we write the social history plus the family history. Okay. Next, that is the fourth paragraph. Okay. That's very important. Here, we are going to write the discharge summary or discharge plan. Okay. That means what the nurse at the nursing home should do for this patient who is going to be discharged right from our hospital to that nursing home. So, what all care that nurses should provide to this patient, okay, after reaching that nursing home. It should be written in this last paragraph, okay. Here, it should be written like this. In view of the above, comma, I appreciate your willingness in accepting this patient. Kindly note that it is important to avoid traveling and doing strenuous exercises, full stop. Next point, it is also essential to monitor her medication compliance, especially penicillin injection as directed by the physician. Please note that she needs a complete blood test at New Life Hospital. Okay, so this is the discharge summary, or that is the last or important paragraph of the letter. So total, the letter is comprising of 4 paragraphs starting with the introduction till the discharge summary, and last we will be concluding the letter like, please do not hesitate to contact me, comma, if you require further information. Then we have to write the salutation by leaving one line, yours sincerely, whosoever it is, charge nurse. If it is charge nurse, you can write as charge nurse. If it is a registered nurse, then you can write as a registered nurse. Or if it is given like name of that nurse, then that can be written. Okay. So this is how the letter comprising of. Okay. So this is a form of continued care letter. Okay. So first we have to write the date, then we have to write the to address, then we have to write the dear sir or madam, then next we have to write the reference, okay, to whom or who is going to write this letter, okay, that is the reference, that is a patient, is a reference here. Then next we are moving on with the paragraph starting with the introduction. There the 3 important things that you have to keep in mind is that we have to write the name of the patient, then the purpose of writing this letter, and we have to write the diagnosis. So the 3 important things, once again, name of the full name of the patient, then the diagnosis of the patient, then next the purpose of writing this letter. So these 3 should be involved in the first paragraph, that is called the introduction. Okay, that's very important, and it should not exceed more than 3 to 4 lines. After that, leaving one line, then we'll write the present medical history plus the past medical history of the patient. That means the present condition, with what condition the patient came to the hospital, then whether any treatment done to the patient, so whether any medication was prescribed. So that can be written in the second paragraph. Along with that, you can write the past relevant history if anything is present for that patient, okay, according to the question. Then in leaving one line, we write the third paragraph, that is social history plus the family history, okay, where we are writing the social history of the patient. That means whether the patient is using any alcohol, or does he have the habit of smoking, or whether he is using any drugs. So that is called the social history of the patient. Then comes the family history, that should be written both together. Family history means the patient is whether married or he or she is living alone. Oh, that is coming under that family history. So social and family history is coming together in the third paragraph. Then last, it is the discharge summary. That's very important. What the nurse at the nursing home, or to where we are going to send this patient, that nurse, what she has to do for this patient. So that should be written in an orderly way, and also make sure that don't miss any of the points in that discharge plan. That's very important. Okay, don't miss any of the points. Write every point in the answer sheet. Okay, and use pleasing words before writing each of the sentences, like kindly monitor or kindly please. Please note that. Please ensure that. It is important to. It is also important to. So these forms of words can be used in the discharge summary. Okay. Then we are going to conclude it, okay. In the conclusion, like we are writing, please not hesitate to contact me if you require further information. Then leaving one line, then we write the salutation like yours sincerely, comma, charge nurse or registered nurse, whosoever it is written in the format of the letter. So this is how a letter should be, okay. And I have already told that it should not exceed more than 180 to 200 words, okay. And it should be neatly written, it should be concise, it should be clear, okay. Full stop, commas, all should be clearly written. Then use capital letter wherever necessary. Don't unnecessarily use capital forms of letters, okay? Then use the relevant forms of information only. Don't write the irrelevant forms, okay? For that, we have to be clearly read the question and should understand to whom we are going to write, or what care she has to undergo, continued care or referral care, whatever care, according to that only we are writing the letter, okay? So the tips while we write is that the time management, that should be very goodly formed, or goodly it should be maintained. That means first we will get 5 minutes for reading. After that will be provided with 40 minutes. In that 40 minutes, first we have to make a full format in our mind, that is what we have to write. So for that we have to take 10 minutes. After that, making a complete format, then you have to write for 20 minutes. Then after that you have to cross check whether what you have written is correct or wrong, whether you have written all the points in the correct manner. So that is called cross checking. For that you have to need 10 minutes. That is, we have to read the complete question paper once again, and then the answer sheet, whatever points is required is written or not. Then you have to check for the spelling mistakes. It's very important, okay? Then we have written the correct forms of wordings, or correct wording is written, not more than 180, not more than 200, or not less than 180 is there or not. It should be checked, okay? So that for that we need 10 minutes. So this is how the full scenario goes, okay? Then there are some tips for writing that include mainly, we have to understand the purpose of writing this letter. That's very important. Then the second thing is that you have to write the content. Content should be properly written. Then we have to write in a concise manner, and it should have a good clarity. That's very important. Then we have to look for the genre as well as the style form of the letter. Then it should have a good organization as well as a good layout. Then a good language should be used, and grammars are very much important. So these are the writing tips, okay? So I feel that you all have understood what I've told right now, okay? And so it was nice talking, and thank you.